Hello, everyone. I'm glad you are tuning in to my podcast. I've noticed that I've gotten quite a few additional viewers, and I'm really pleased with that. I try to keep my podcasts keep it down to about maybe 5 minutes because I know people are busy. They have lots of things to do. So I just want to kind of put everything in a nutshell so you can look at it and, move on with your day. I want to briefly talk about the Straits of Hormuz and the Straits of Bab el Mandeb, which is one you probably haven't heard about. That's in the Red Sea. The issue is that Trump has said that he's going to bomb Iran back into the Stone Age. And if you know your history, when Europe was in the Stone Ages, um, Persian Empire was pretty much at its zenith in science and culture and quite a few other things. So they look at that threat and they kind of laugh at it. One of the things I want to emphasize is that if the U.S. continues with this reckless war where they're throwing American assets and lives towards Iran, I think it's a very unwise decision for a number of reasons. One is that if Iran starts retaliatory procedures and they completely block off the Straits of Hormuz, they can also get their allies, the Houthis, to go into the Red Sea and block off Bab el Mandeb, which is equivalent to the Strait of Hormuz. That would stop just about all the oil movement, which would be devastating for particularly the Asian allies of the U.S., Japan, North Korea, Singapore. Japan is 90% dependent on oil coming from the Middle East. Singapore is not as much, but North Korea is pretty close to the same as Japan. This is not good. The advisors to President Trump, Stephen Miller, is a Zionist. He supports the IDF, and consequently, he supports the continuation of this war. This is not a good thing. If they support the continuation of this war, a lot of countries are going to be economically affected. Their electricity, their food products, the transportation is all going to probably increase tremendously. And this doesn't have to be because this war was unwarranted. Iran was not building a nuclear weapon. Matter of fact, the head of Iran, Ayatollah Khomeini, had issued a fatwa that it was immoral for anyone to develop, that is in Iran, to develop a nuclear weapon, and that if they did develop a nuclear weapon, they will be executed. I mean, that's how serious it was. And the Secret Service, the CIA, had informed heads of the U.S., including Trump, twice that there was no credible evidence that they were working on creating a nuclear bomb. It's just like the fallacy of Iraq when they said that Iraq was going to Niger and bringing Yellow Cape uranium in order to create a nuclear bomb. And that was found to be a fallacy. And look at all the American lives that we lost. That was basically because Israel wanted to destroy most of the countries around them to make greater Israel, which would be from, as I mentioned before, from the Nile River to the Euphrates that runs along Lebanon. Actually, it runs through Iraq, but it's between Lebanon, Jordan, um, uh, quite a few other countries, including Saudi Arabia, which they would lose about a third of the country if they continued with this belief of greater Israel. So there's some issues with that, and by continuing to support this war, the U.S. is not able to take care of its own people. If they're concerned about America first, they should be concerned about the food stamp programs, for the supplement for health care. Israel has free education, free medical care. We don't have that here. We can no longer afford to support a foreign country that isn't doing us any benefit, but being a belligerent in the area and not cooperating with its neighbors. This is not a good thing, and it's not going to have a good outcome. I hate to say it, but this seems like a fight to the death. And unfortunately, at this point, the deaths are occurring with Americans. This should not be. Americans should let Israel know if they want to fight to get a greater Israel, they should be putting their soldiers on the line, not the U.S. And the U.S. should not be supporting them financially. This is outrageous. This is my opinion, and I just wanted to put it out there, and I will let you go about your daily events and tasks, and I hope everybody does well, and God bless.